Hey, what's up everyone? Got a new video today talking about Gears 5 Operation 6 Drop 2 PvE reveal. They popped the lid on the Drop 2 goodies for PvE, PvP, the character map reveals. I'm going to focus on the PvE side as always. And so the biggest thing right off the bat is the Horde event, Nexus Siege, which is a very special event. I'm not going to go through and read all the goodies, but I'm going to have the video that they posted with this link below, where Shawnee and Michael Shannon talk about the event. Michael is very passionate about this. He knows what this means to the fans. I know a lot of fans are fired up about this. So to hit the highlight real quick, the Locusts are back. Drones, bolters. I think Michael said there were 15 enemy variants in this. And Michael said this was a 10 wave. There was going to be a boss every 2 waves, and the bosses were Karn, Jermod. They weren't going to spoil the others. I'm assuming Rom's going to be in there, Scourge, so on and so forth. He said around wave 5. Obviously, this takes place on Nexus too, if that wasn't obvious. But on wave 5, the Lambents show up, and they're going to be attacking each other. There's going to be special modifiers in this to where the Locust regen health, whereas the Lambent are aggressive against you. And this looks great, and like I said, they're not telling you which bosses to expect. Check this video out. They show off a little bit of gameplay of it. Michael goes into some good details on this. It really looks like a lot of fun. It's 10 waves. I'll hit my thoughts on that here in a little bit, but I wanted to share that. Obviously, Nexus Siege will run for 2 weeks alongside this metal group, which is mostly win, get eliminations, Lambent eliminations, Palace Guard eliminations, so on and so forth. You will get a Palace Guard weapon set. Michael said he heard the feedback. The feedback around Escape from Kadar rewarded a PvP skin, so thank you, Michael, for that. This will give you a actual weapon skin set. So there's your goodies to get from that. The PvE tweaks. This is kind of what I expected for Drop 1, but here they are. I am going to go through these line by line just to hit the highlights. Just to hit each point. Decrease elite drone base damage. Not really a big change there. Elite drone's still going to pound, but glad to see that they're at least getting a little bit of tuning. This is a good one here. Increase base juvie execution delay. If you play on Escape or higher, Inconceivable Master, whatever, as soon as you get down, the juvie runs up just like it teleports to you and executes you immediately. You have no chance to be revived. Teammates have no chance to revive you. It's kind of not fair. And Michael said this was bumped up to 14 seconds. So now they may walk off. They're still going to come to you eventually, but it's not going to be as immediate. It really is immediate. So this is a very nice change. Decreased Guardian Sentinel shield health a little bit more. I think they changed this before. Michael said that this was tuning this and then increased the delay of the shield regen or reset, I should say. This is a big change to 15 seconds, so the shield's going to have a little less health, and it's going to regen or come back a little bit longer. This is good because you have sentinels that it seems like it takes forever to get their shield down. You get it down, you whittle down their health, then the shield comes back and they run off. If health regen's on, they regen their health, they come back, fire a couple salvos, and GG's, you wiped, because they take you out immediately. And this kind of mitigates a little bit of the unfairness. I don't want to say unfairness, but this kind of mitigates a little bit of that. So it'll take a little bit longer for the shields to come back. The shield health, it'll drop the shield a little bit quicker. And I don't want Horde to be too easy. I feel like it's already pretty easy. I don't want it to be that easy and make you go on autopilot, which is why I think the next change is a good change. Replaced execution rules with aggressive enemies. I think this is the most overlooked aspect in this update. Execution rules was really aggravating, and Michael talked about that, and he was absolutely right. It's kind of counterintuitive to classes that melee or any class that does bleed, because a lot of times execution rules negated that. They would go down and it wouldn't kill them. Sometimes, not all the time. Now execution rules is gone. We get aggressive enemies, which has been in the rotating dailies for the Horde stuff. Aggressive enemies are really interesting considering Scions. They immediately come for you. Mulchers, salvos, stuff like that, cryos. That's going to be really interesting. Michael touched on this, and I noticed it when I read this, is that you're going to become a little bit more reliant on engineer building a base. Now, granted, some experienced players that know what they're doing, they'll probably still get by, with the no fortification run. Now it's pretty easy to beat Master without fortifications. This may change that a little bit. Like I said, experienced players probably aren't going to notice a massive difference, but a lot of players may start being a little bit more dependent on engineer in a base, which is good. And I've said this from the beginning since I started becoming more active in the community is I want Horde to feel more overwhelming, not spongy damage dealers. This kind of does that. You get rid of a stupid modifier. Granted, aggressive enemies is aggravating, but this puts it more on the sense of you can get overwhelmed. So I like that. Fixed an issue where freezing hammerburst, freezing grenadiers weren't dealing the correct amount of freezing damage. I haven't experienced this. I'm not sure if maybe it was too much, too little. Well, I guess we'll see. Here's another good one. Fixed an issue where the Wakatu was sometimes failed to appear. This was due to fortifications. The maps that Wakatu appeared on in Frenzy, there was nothing more frustrating than getting to wave 12 and the Wakatu is the last enemy and you couldn't get it to respond. This was related to fortifications and more importantly taps. If the thing was trying to spawn underneath a tap, it wouldn't, and yeah, you were done. You had to back out or restart. Very, very frustrating. So here are balance changes to the actual classes. Added 30% pistol damage to anchor passive. Really nice to pair with the Boltok. That's mostly what I use is the Boltok. That's for Horde and Escape. So yeah, that's really great. I think that's amazing. This one's pretty interesting. Excluded heavy weapons from Anchor's bullet chain. As you know, you get a headshot. You get bonus damage for each headshot kill for, 5 seconds, 10 seconds, something like that. And it stacks. It stacks up to 200%, if I'm remember. This is kind of aggravating. It's not going to stack with tri-shots, but like I said, I use a Boltok anyway, so that doesn't really affect me that much. Some people may be a little upset about that, but I don't think it's that big of a deal. Infiltrator passive no longer triggers using non-ballistic weapons. Pretty interesting there. Demolition's passive, which they changed in Op 5, it doubled the duration, or I think it was Op 5 that doubled the duration of the mark. Now it correctly does that. Usually you'd mark something and it wouldn't stay marked for that long. This corrects that issue. Very nice. Protector Big Knife skill card directly deals 130% damage at level 6. I think it was bugged to where it did the level 5, which was 100%. So now this correctly deals 130% damage, which is a nice little change. I'm going to say it, a little frustrated they didn't tune the promo characters, but I'm okay with that. Combat Medic. This were the big changes we knew were coming. I say big, but I think some people expected some new skill cards. I kind of just expected tweaks to that. Tweaks to existing cards or passives or perks. And that's what we got. Added 30% rifle damage to Combat Medic passive. That's a passive, which Combat Medic also has health regen bonus. So the rifle damage stacked with Custom Lancer and the assault rifle damage perk will give about 130, 140%, because I think it's 60% at level 6. So about 140% extra damage with the Lancer. Increased radius of Combat Medic's intervention card for 10 to 20. Michael said that a map like Foundation was 50 meters, so you're talking almost half the map. I felt intervention was too situational for a gold card. For those that don't know, if you get a kill within this radius of an enemy, it revives them. Really good, but very situational. Now the radius of it is doubled. I think this could be a little bit more useful. I think this is going to be really useful in Escape. The biggest issue with Combat Medic is always doing enough DPS to kill people. So we'll see how that goes. This one's really interesting, and Michael gave some clarity on this. Increased stem healing per headshot of Combat Medic's helpful headshots from 12 to 30. This used to be 6 HP. Now it's going to be all the way up to, they doubled it, not 5. Now it's going to be all the way up to 30. Michael even said that, I think somebody had asked this question before, the stem healing, why doesn't it heal you if you're not at max health? He said it actually does, but the fact that this was so low HP, you never noticed it. Now it's going to be 30. So you could be healing while taking damage as long as you're getting headshots. I think that's a really good change. And for those that don't know, this applies to the team. When you're in range of the team. You're giving them this so they can be healing while you're getting headshots. Really good. Decrease team revive recharge time by 50 seconds. Not really a big deal. Team revive's kind of situational and kind of a holy crap, we're about to wipe moment. So I mean, there's plenty of runs when I was leveling up combat medic. I never even used team revive, but my review on that, pretty good changes. These two I'd say these two are really good. This one's amazing. I really like this, and the fact that it actually heals, not just provides stem. The clarity around that, I think that's really good. This was what I expected at the beginning of at the beginning of Op 6 Drop 1. These are the changes I expected. I'm really glad these are in here. Obviously, I'm greedy and I'd love more, but this actually kind of exceeded my expectations. So I'm actually pretty happy about that. So I'll hit on the event. I really like this event. I can't thank Michael Shannon enough. I know his passion. I know his work. He has been a wonderful PvE lead. What he's done with Horde since he really PvE in general since he really took over and started working his magic, it is nothing short of incredible. And if you do watch this video, thank you, Michael, for listening to us and making big changes. This event sounds amazing. I know you're excited for us to dive into it and see all the goodies and surprises, and I can't thank you enough. So yeah, my only thing is, and most that follow me already know what I'm going to say, is that I just want this available in private lobbies for the duration of the event. And honestly, I'd love it if it was permanent. Michael hinted at, it was asked in this video down below, if you'll watch it, it was asked, would these enemies be added to the regular pool of enemies in Horde? And Michael kind of, he didn't say yes, but in a way he did. So I would look for this probably sometime around Op 7, these to be added in, which would be amazing. Absolutely amazing. Bosses too. It adds a new variety. He talked about it that your mod, I think he said snipes, and if he locks on to you and fires, you're dead. It's a one-shot kill. Adds a new element to it, and versus just a matriarch or warden just barricading in and destroying everything. So that is a new element. As I said, I'd love this in private lobbies and for it to be permanent. And I think if there is enough love and support, I feel like this is the one that should be permanent. I love them all to be permanent, but I think this one should be. I think this one's really special. So I'm not really going to touch on the PvP stuff. To be honest, I don't really care. The two characters, whatever. The map looks pretty cool. Tomb looks pretty neat. I really had low expectations, and that's kind of why I've kind of disappeared from stuff. Granted, haven't been covering the This Week in Gears. Let's just be honest, there haven't really been that much to cover, other than the store, and I'm not making a video around the store. But I'm actually pretty pleased. I went into it with low expectations, and to be honest, this is what I expected for like I said at the beginning of the operation. Some little tweaks, some little, there's not really a whole lot here, but this stuff to combat medic I knew was coming. I was hoping it was at the beginning. I do wish they would touch the promo characters, but I know why. I know it's not coming. The only other thing is I wish they would fix the escape decontamination load times. I know Michael said that they were looking into that, so hopefully that gets fixed. It's a little aggravating for escape players. The Wakatu fix is, oh my god, thank God. There's nothing like wasting time doing a horde thing and that be the very last enemy and you can't get it to spawn. So yeah, good stuff. Let me know what you guys think if you're going to play it. I think the event is enough to get me to come back. The only downside is in 2 weeks after it goes away, will you still play? The other little thing I will say, and maybe this changes, this wasn't confirmed, but it is 10 waves. I'm assuming it'll just be 2 cards as a reward. I do wish they would fix the rewards, give a little bit more incentive to play the event. Now I know we have these little challenges, but once you're done with these, most people are done. They go in, they get their they get their reward, and they're done. I really wish they'd give 4 or 5 cards, make it kind of worth the while. And obviously, like I said, private lobbies, pubs are pretty yeah. And there is no fabricator in it, so you're not going to be building fortifications. You're not going to be reviving dead teammates in the wave. You're not going to be buying weapons in it. We'll see how it goes. I think it'd be pretty cool. And also, there's going to be Lancer drones, Cyclops, I'm assuming. So they're going to chain. They're going to be going around chaining, which is my favorite part. There's nothing like seeing a teammate getting chainsawed in Horde. So anyway, that's going to do it for me today, guys. Like I said, let me know how you feel about these changes, this Horde event, what you think about Drop 2 coming Tuesday. Hit me up, let me know what you think, and maybe we'll see you out there in Nexus Siege. So that'll do it for me today, guys. You have a good one. We'll talk to you later.